If you live in Calgary, you're gonna recognize this building behind me here. This is Eau Claire Market, and in 10 months from now, it's gonna be completely demolished. Now, before that happens, I really wanted to know everything there was to know about this place and get the different opinions of Calgarians on what they truly think about the market. Now, let me share a quick personal story. I came to the market for the first time in 2018 to watch a movie right here. I was with a friend of mine and we wanted to watch this old anime movie from the early 2000s that we both watched in our childhood. Now picture this, it was my first time coming to this part of downtown. In the middle of the night, I walk into a market with these bold designs and these bright teal, yellow, and red colors. I go into a movie theater with shag carpets and hallways rimmed with neon lights to step in a concrete slab of a room with no recliner seats, just an inclined slab and chairs. And I'm sitting here watching this old movie in retro design that we don't see anymore. This day really did feel like I stepped back in time, and since then it's been such a memorable moment for me. That's why I've always been fond of Eau Claire Market. Now what I did after this night is I went online to see if anybody else shared the same feelings as me, and I was shocked to see that it seems like everybody else in Calgary hated the market. Go online and Google Eau Claire Market, and what you'll find is an ocean of ill will towards this place. But still, even with this, you'll find a few comments of people sharing their positive, fond memories of the market, kind of like the one that I have. You'll hear stories of first dates, friends meeting, and kids playing, all these positive experiences. So it really got me thinking, what is the story of Eau Claire Market, and how did we get here? Now, when we travel back in time, the first thing you'll find here is grasslands. And that lasted until the late 1800s when it was developed into an industrial area to facilitate the local lumber operations. By the early 1950s, the focus shifted away from lumber to public transit. Built here were bus barns to house and maintain Calgary Transit's vehicles. In the 1980s, some people began to notice that the spot was prime real estate because it was in between the natural beauty of Princess Island Park and the busy downtown Calgary core. City commissioners looked at other places like Granville Island Market in Vancouver, and then a romantic vision played out in front of their eyes. They saw that this was our turn to be like other big Canadian cities. We too could be like Vancouver. Why don't we put what they have here, is what they thought. And with this innocent idea, they set out to develop Calgary's own Eau Claire Market. Things weren't easy. Development was dragged out for almost a decade, and it had people wondering if this market was even going to get built. Now, despite these battles, construction eventually finished, and by 1993, Eau Claire Market opened its doors up to the public. The beginning was great. A lot of people came here, and briefly, it did live up to be the vision of Calgary's cool spot. But this initial buzz quickly faded. Eau Claire Market struggled to find its identity. In an attempt to be everything for everyone, it ended up not being helpful for anyone. Less and less Calgarians visited the market, which led to businesses leaving, which meant less people were coming, and just like that, we have this symbol of unfulfilled hope. Knowing this, I wonder, maybe this place was doomed to fail from the start. Now, even after knowing the whole history of Eau Claire Market and how it came to be so desolate, I'm still curious to know what Calgarians really think of this spot. Now, unfortunately, at this mall, no one really shops anymore. So we're gonna take a quick sidetrack on visiting Eau Claire Market today and go to a mall that people actually shop at. So we're at the core mall now, and this place is much busier and prettier than Eau Claire Market. So I'm sure we can find some people here to talk to and get some opinions from them. My friend, what is your name?
Syed.
Preet.
Rizzi.
Ahmed.
Sonia.
Leon.
All right, Rizzi, so we're talking about Eau Claire Market a little bit. What are your thoughts about the place? What do you think about it?
I mean, it needs some work, like a lot of work.
It's pretty rinky-dinky, I'm not gonna lie. I grew up having it around. I thought it was awesome.
It's kind of quiet because it's just kind of like these little niche stores all the time that like no one really kind of goes to.
I think it's like an iconic vintage market of Calgary. I feel like we all kind of grew up there. And it was always fun going there when we were little, and like the festivals used to happen in Eau Claire and stuff.
It's kind of cool because sometimes they have like little like markets or little celebrations and stuff there.
It's traditional, I remember. It's small versus the others.
Yeah.
It's the old one.
I'm curious to know if you have any distinct memories from the Eau Claire Market, anything that stands out?
Back in the day, there used to be a little arcade there. That's kind of the only thing I remember as a little kid just having fun there.
They had a good life there, which I used to go to. And I also used to work by there, and I used to eat like by the shawarma shop.
So we used to go down there and just venture through like the local shops and stuff. And there wasn't a lot of stuff or places where they used to have a lot of local stores, but that was that one place you could count on in the city. So it was just very nice, very homey, very Calgarian.
I've only been there twice, and the second time I went there, there was a smashed window and an alarm going off.
You wouldn't ever go to the market alone, would you? All right, so now we got the opinion of a few different Calgarians on what they think about Eau Claire Market. Now, before I wrap this up, there's one other group of people who I really wanted to hear from, and that's the vendors or the business owners of this market. So we're back here, let's go inside and talk to a few people.
I'm Kimmel. I'm owner and operator of Sanctuary Buks in Eau Claire Market.
My name's Mike.
I'm Jacob Adley with Son of the Pharaoh.
I'm Charlie Mendelman.
So my name's Daniel. I own Sprout Calgary.
You're a store here in Eau Claire Market. Can you tell us a little bit about your business, what you guys do?
Yeah, so right now we sell and rent paddle boards out.
All kinds of different museum replicas from things that are meant to be exactly as they appear in the museum.
When we first got the store, it used to just be this space here. So it was a flower shop.
We have everything from comics, records, puzzles, you name it, we kind of have it.
Okay, so how long have you been in business in general, and how long of that time have you been at Eau Claire?
So we've been in business for 5 years now.
Had this store in Eau Claire for over 25 years now.
Went into business in 1995, March of 1995.
So Sprout started in the middle of a pandemic. I was selling so many plants online.
Pretty new to Eau Claire Market. We opened up February 16th, 2020.
Can you tell us a little bit what it's been like being a business owner here?
Yeah, so we moved here May 1st. I think we're on May 9th right now.
Yeah.
It's a little interesting.
We get all walks of life and all different types of people here.
We have a lot of unique family businesses. It's not like a cookie cutter mall you'd find anywhere in the world.
The mall is a good place for the summer, but in the winter time it's not good.
It's nice that they have some cheap rent for small businesses, but other than that,
Could you talk a little bit about, throughout the years, how the market has changed? So was it different in the early years? Has it been different in the 2000s and 2010s?
Yeah, I think in the earlier versions of the mall, it was more akin to like Granville Island in Vancouver.
Tried to do an imitation of Granville Island in Vancouver.
Yeah.
It was this center that had a lot of tourist activity. There were buses of tourists coming down from Banff, coming directly to the mall to experience this like little slice of Calgary.
It was very successful at the start.
And it's not that place anymore.
They never did a master plan of what kind of tenants or what kind of services, unique services, or what direction they wanted to go into.
Not nearly as many new visitors as the years past.
It's never had a great identity.
Right.
Never had a great identity.
So it is kind of bizarre in Calgary how they couldn't make this work, especially like the location is just so gorgeous.
I hope everyone comes down and visits all the great unique vendors in this area. It's not just about us closing in the next year. It's also about supporting and helping and kind of reliving those glory days of Eau Claire, I think. We have to go out with a bang, that's how I see it.
That's all the questions we had here. If you had any final thoughts you want to get out there, you're free to do so now.
I think you can't put this on. You've had enough of my bullshit.
Look, I still think this place is really cool, despite the fact that not a lot of people will agree with me. Now, like I said, in 10 months it's going to be demolished, and all I can hope is that whatever takes its place keeps that same spirit of building a hub for community to get together. I can also hope for one more thing, which is the fact that Calgary needs to remember that it's Calgary and we have our own spirit. The next market, or whatever else takes place here, should embrace that fact instead of trying to be a different city and a place that we're not. Until next time.